Hey, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Today I want to discuss the negatives of having type 1 diabetes. And on this channel, I try to give you positive light on things. It doesn't always work, but that's what I'm aiming to do. Today, we're going to just take a look at negatives. Now, the first negative has got to be taking needles, doing your blood work, all the back stuff that people don't see. And having type 1 diabetes is a pain. It is such the pain sometimes. I'm lucky now that I can have my monitor on my phone so I can see. But if I have to do anything with my pump, I have to do it on here and then it'll show up here. But I can't sort of say, okay, give me 12 units. And the pump will go, oh, okay. Or as it stands now. That may be something coming in the future, but as it stands now, it's not going to happen. Other things is the complications of having diabetes. Now, whenever I was taught about complications, I was always sort of taught, oh, well, you don't want to do this because you could get your eyesight could suffer problems. And it was always sort of taught as, oh, well, it could really be, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not really going to be the end that you're not going to see. It's just, oh, well, you'll just have to deal with it. And to me, I don't do well with that. I don't sit there and say, oh, well, yes, okay. Let me just get you right. Complications of diabetes, whatever they hit you, is a pain. Not only do you have to keep your diabetes in tight control, but you also have to do the treatment of your body. Sorry, my thumb's feeling a little arthritic or old, so I'm just trying to move it to keep things easy. Infections. Oh my God, infections. Remember, infections like food. And what's the food for infections or any cells? It's sugar. So the higher your sugar content, the more likely you're going to have infections. Now, that can range from skin infections to abdominal infections, a whole range of infections. Because if your body is higher in sugar, they're going to attach. And that's not a good thing. You want to break it so that they can't connect and the cell can't grow. So keeping your blood sugar in line will help inhibit the growth. Pure and simple. But infections, well, if you get a skin infection and your hand or whatever goes very red, warm to the touch, chances are it's cellulitis. And cellulitis is probably the one infection that people see and say, oh yeah, it's infected. But do people do a lot with it? No, and that's where we run into problems. Now, if you have life issues, I'm saying if you cut yourself or you have a wound on your body, we change treatment so you don't have to worry. But if we have a wound, sort of like you see, that's an infection. But if we have an open wound, you're going to take longer to heal. It's just a part of being a diabetic. Allowing your body to heal is terrible. It's slow, it's methodical, but it happens and it takes time. Now, one of the big things I found with my diabetes is I had problems with the eyes. So we're back to complications. I had problems with the eyes. I had problems with pains in my legs, all related to nerve. So nerves constantly give you problems, and if they shoot and there's nothing to accept that shot, that's when you get leg pain. I've suffered for years with leg pain. That's why if I go out, you'll see me sitting in a power chair or in a wheelchair. Now, if you take care of your diabetes, you're eating right, less sugary diets can help. But if you do all that, hopefully hey, sorry about that. My actual foot care nurse came in to do my feet, so we took a little break, got that done, and now we're just humming along. Current blood sugar, I'm at 11.9, but I'm dropping, so we're all good. I will do a talk, I'll do a talk about feet and how important they are to type 1 diabetics. But I was talking about brittle and how some people can become brittle, or the new term, labile diabetic. You want to not hit that range. For me, I guess I was always sort of brittle. If I was watched carefully, I wouldn't have to worry, but it eventually grown till now. I don't know what's going on a lot of times. My blood sugars go super high, then they'll drop and go low. It's crazy. But right now, my blood sugars are starting to turn and come back down. But you see, I get the spikes and all that. Not a good thing. That's labile diabetes. But, if you eat properly, try doing your shots regularly, get an endocrinologist. You don't know how easy it is. You can get to them about seeing your endo if you have an infection, even though the infections are more privy to GPs or those of you who are in uh, an emergency room can usually handle the infection. Basically, if I get a skin infection or any sort of cellulitis, Keflex seems to be the big one. I've had Cipro for it, but it's all pretty good. I've gone to where my brittleness has gone berserk, and I've had an infection and ended up with IV antibiotics. Sometimes it has happened while I'm in the hospital. So, things like that can happen. But you should have an endocrinologist who will look after your blood sugar. My endocrinologist sees me twice yearly, but I also have my diabetic nurse who we speak to go anywhere from every 2 weeks to every couple of months. I'm never sort of far from my diabetic care. I can contact my nurse, and if she's away on holidays, I can contact my endocrinologist. We have such a good working relationship that if I need anything, I can usually type and ask. For my doctor, I usually like to type and ask. Next Tuesday, I think I'm having a telephone appointment. I keep calling them interviews with my endocrinologist, and I'll let you know what happens there. But the negatives, seeing your doctor throughout the year, taking care of infections. If we get sick and don't eat, we've got to watch our blood sugars. For a diabetic in my condition, this little device has pretty well saved my life. With my insulin pump, the Medtronic 780 has saved me a number of times. So, checking your blood sugar, fighting infections, fighting complications, could end up in the hospital if you get the cold or the flu. Usually a cold you can eat, and you may just need some extra insulin. But flu, if you're not eating at all, and it's for days, can cause you problems. If you get sick, or you're not eating, and your blood sugars are tighter ways of controlling, then you need to contact the hospital or at least your endocrinologist there for an appointment. So, we've gone over complications, brittleness, sickness, infections, just eating all the time, wearing battery packs, even though they're not battery packed, but having the, whether you have the Medtronic line or I can't remember, or the Omnipod or another line, tight pump is close to your body. Always remember to take care of yourself. If your infection is happening, then take care of it. If you notice you're having problems with your diabetes, get a plan. Get a plan for a regular day, which everyone seems to. Get a plan if you're sick, and then get a plan if there's nothing wrong with you, but your blood sugars go high or they're dropping all the time, that you can correct. And then, if after 3 days of you going with your doctor and trying to control it, if it still isn't controllable, then you contact your doctor. But all this, every single day, is truly a pain. And take care. The better control you are, the easier I find of it. If I'm sick with something, I can have a little bit smoother sailing. With that, I hope you've had a good day, and hopefully the negatives about diabetes. Oh, sorry, one more thing. Stereotypes about diabetes, where type 1 diabetic is matched up to a type 2er. And oh, this is the way it's supposed to be done because my grandmother has diabetes. But I'm in type 1, I'm not in type 2. Oh, but if you do it our way, things will work out better. Doesn't work that way. With that, I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk later. Bye now. My email address is Mike's Diabetes World at gmail.com. All one line. Drop me